I bet you he'll keep Gary going.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Now that you sit in the audience.
Huh?
I said, now that you sit in the audience. I want you to see if you can hear Larry. We can
I
never
can't
hear,
hear anything.
we could never hear Larry or, Maury. They talk so loud.
You should have raised out.
I'm just telling you all.
Tell them they need to stand up and thank
I'm
God.
telling you all my feelings, right?
Give us the vote.
You
Give
usually
us
have,
the vote.
Huh?
you usually have, so.
Yeah.
You're doing the audit.
Yep.
We're gonna do-
All right, we'll call the March 19th meeting of the Kingston Springs City Commission to order. We all stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Mike, can you call the roll?
Corlew.
Here.
Gross.
Here.
Lampley.
Here.
Remick.
Here.
Stoller.
Here.
All right. Looks like we have a quorum tonight, so next thing, of course, is the minutes have been circulated. I assume you've all read them. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, hearing. Confirmation of the agenda, is there anything we need to add to the agenda? I'll do the agenda. All right. Do we have a motion to approve agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now is community input. We've got lots of community here tonight to input. Did I forget something?
What about?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the announcement from commissioners. We gotta let them talk first. Gary, do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
All right, Bob?
No, I haven't.
We had a great turnout planting trees at Burns Park this last weekend. We had over 25 folks show up and planted 200 trees up and down the bank in Burns Park, near the river. Went back through with the group and cleaned up any of the other old trees we planted in the last 4 years or so. So it was a good turnout.
Good. I'm good.
All right, well, now we can move on to community input. When you stand up, just come to the podium, tell us your name and address, and you have time to address the commission. Go ahead, John.
How you doing? John, Gusty, 1010 Barn Circle. Reason I am here tonight is kind of twofold. It's personal and business. Professionally, I am a writer, journalist, and media content creator. And every so often, most of the stuff that I work on is usually on a national level, but every so often something piques my interest and I want to take a closer look at it. And there's been one of the things I want to take a deeper look at is the discussion around the skate park here. And again, twofold, business and personal. I'm a 17-year resident of this community, and my family spends a great deal of time at that skate park. My son and his buddy just came from there, as a matter of fact. They're an appropriate skate park attire. What I have heard so far, I just have to chalk up to rumors, because I've had a chance to discuss a couple of things. I talked to Glenn a little bit about this. And I'm trying to come to a conclusion before I can craft a story. That's kind of ultimately what my job is I put media together, tell the story. And so I have a personal interest in this, and I'll just real quickly tell you why. One, I think everybody remembers how that skate park got built. It was a community effort. It did not happen, it wasn't a government effort, it was a community effort. People got together, had an objective, and they did it. And I think that skate park stands as a testament to what can be done when people put their heads together, get constructive, get positive, raise the funds, and make something happen. So on that, out of the respect for the people that made that happen, I think that it's a worthy cause to figure out what is going on with the discussion about, there seems to be at least a talk of a desire to do something with that skate park. And what I'm trying to determine is one of two things. Number one, the desire to get rid of the skate park is maybe the result of someone or someone's personal agenda or opinions. And if that's the case, and I hope it is because that's where I get to have my fun and make things happen. But more than likely, and what has been discussed reasonably in some circles is that there's talk of that it is either a financial or a safety draw on the city. And if that is the case, I would think it would be easy to illustrate that through receipts, line items on budgets and stuff. I mean, if there's actually been problems and or cost occurred because of things going on around that skate park, I think that would be a pretty easy point to illustrate with documentation and all. So as a concerned citizen, I'm just trying to learn what is in fact is going on with the skate park, and if there is in fact a desire to move it, eliminate it altogether, turn it into something other than a skate park, I'm going to want to do a deeper dive into that information, and I'm hoping my ultimate question is somebody here tonight can tell me who would be the appropriate person if it in fact is a fiscal draw on the city and there's been cost incurred to report. Again, this is all just rumors, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So if it is not a fiscal draw, and if it hasn't been a fiscal problem or a safety concern, I'd just like to know. That will help me better craft what it is that I plan on doing around the skate park, because I think it's something that needs to be preserved. And so ultimately, that's my question. Is it a fiscal draw? Is it a safety concern? And if it is, who can I seek counsel with to find out more information? However you guys want to answer that, I give you my email address, my phone number, you can answer it now, whatever you want.
I'd be glad to talk to you some of the time. Theoretically, the way this works is we're not supposed to address the individuals afterwards.
Oh, it's like a school board.
I know, it's like a school board, but I'm glad to talk to you about it.
You'll discuss it under number 10 if you want.
That was under, other, yeah, so we can discuss it some under the last item of
Appreciate
the agenda.
All right, thank you.
If you want to bear with us that long.
Yeah.
Is anyone else like to come up? Mayor Campbell?
My name's Tony Campbell, I live on Maple Street, and I brought a list of places I would like you 5 commissioners to visit. And there's 177 Walnut in the trailer park. The log yard right across the street from it, they don't have a number on their mailbox, but you can't miss it. 194 Hillcrest and 223 East Kingston Springs Road. And I'm not sure what it takes.
What was some of the?
223 East Kingston Springs Road. They're ones that I've noticed over the last year or so that are really trashy and keeps growing and growing. I'm sure none of y'all would like that next door to you. Gary can probably address it, but at one time, Gary, did we not have a cleanup in a trailer park where the city provided certain services to haul off all the trash? That might help, but I wish each of you would go and look at these and then work with the city manager and attorney and try and come up with some creative way to deal with this, because no one deserves to live next to it. And all of us have a tendency to kind of look down on the folks that live in the mobile home park. But there's some nice places up there, people that are proud of their property, that take good care of it and all, and they deserve better than what they're getting. from their neighbors. And that's, thank you.
Anyone else? No one else has anything else to say? I guess we can move on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Department reports. Anything
I think they've been
circulated? Yeah.
Yeah, just to help Mike out here, he's taking minutes tonight, so.
Oh, he's taking minutes too.
Yeah.
And we've read the city
Well,
manager's report.
He's got, in his report, it says Twin Rivers, but that's
Yeah.
2 rivers, and, that's going to be something that we'll have to discuss with, Chief Ivy and the fire department folks and
Mhm.
the county about an amendment to the fire services agreement,
Yeah.
if we're going to take that over. I'm not even sure what the territory exactly consists of.
It's just a portion of it, isn't it?
It
Because
is,
I
but I'm not sure.
actually was on the radio this morning, they said that 4 of the departments, including Ashland City, would be splitting it up, I guess, or?
That's right, and it's effective July 1st too.
July 1st. And that's not set in stone yet either, is it? But, or is it?
I was
Okay.
under the impression that it was.
I think it's a solvency thing from what I was, manpower solvency, isn't that?
Lack of volunteers.
That's correct, that's correct.
Lack of volunteers.
And then the other thing, I spoke to Chief Ivy, the DICE interlocal agreement, the drug interdiction on I-40 with Dixon County, Humphreys, Cheatham, Kingston Springs, I believe that covers all of them. We're not formally abandoning it. There's also 1 or 2 bills floating around the legislature which would likely end this type of procedure too, because the money would end up going to the state if they pass. And so we're just going to do a stand down and not run interdiction for a 90-day period. That's by agreement of all the departments. And then if you want to approve those reports, I've got the planning commission report too.
Okay.
You want to put it down?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Municipal Regional Planning Commission approved with conditions a revised site plan for Dollar General. Let's see, Mr. Corlew, did you get that meeting?
Yeah.
Mayor was there. This was made necessary in part because of the location of the water main, so in reality, I think we probably ended up with a better plan than what we had because of that. That was approved with conditions, minor conditions, and they'll soon be turning in stamp plans unless they've already done so. There was a couple of minor conditions. Also, the updated design review commission plan was approved with some suggestions that we pointed out to them, or the board pointed out to them at that meeting. The wall that's been built in the rear, I don't know if you've taken a look at it, but we suggested they might consider putting a railing or fencing because it's going to be a child neighborhood attraction. So they're going to consider that, and they'll probably do that on their own. Also, would be probably a great thing for their insurance company. Not sure at this point if there will be a April meeting. The chairman, Carolyn Baker, will have to make that call. There was a late submittal a few days after that meeting. I don't know how many days late it was, but it's a minor plat where you have 2 lots with an interior lot line, if you can imagine, perpendicular, but they're going to change the lay of the interior lot line. I assume for topography, I'm not real sure, but it's topography and drainage related, I think. And there's also,
Where was that one?
this would be lots 1 and 2, Harpeth Hills Drive. And it has a 20-foot sewer easement across, running through those lots, and drainage easements as well. And that'll be up to the chairman whether or not to do that. Also, Lowson Associates, with whom we have a contract for our planning or staff assistance for planning, they're going to check their digital data. As you know, Mr. Everett took the many different versions of amendments in the zoning ordinance and digitized those. We discovered a few errors in the translation from one computer to another, and they're going to correct that. And I assume they're probably working on that and should have a report at the next meeting. Article 7 has already been handed out to you at the retreat. Some suggested changes to the non-conforming use and state law changes and other changes to Article 7 of the zoning ordinance. The Planning Commission has verbally recommended to go ahead and make those changes, but the formal ordinance will be presented to them at the next meeting to make a recommendation back to this body. That will make us in compliance with state law and to correct some overlap there. Mr. McClanahan and Mary, or someone at Lowson Associates, are supposed to get together for an estimated sum to make changes to the zoning ordinance, the time required. What we've discovered on, well, this and other plats too, or other site plans, for the parking requirements, the will of the Planning Commission was don't change the size of the parking aisles, but there obviously needs to be some text language changes for the bulk standards to calculate the minimum number of parking spaces. Right now, we're working off of gross square footage of a commercial building, for example, not taking into account storage areas and other things that would not really impact upon the number of cars, nor taking into account the applicant's estimated number based on experience and upon their own criteria. So she is going to work on that for commercial site plans and get back with Ms. McClanahan, and maybe that might be an agenda item at the next planning commission meeting too. What this would do would, to avoid a variance, have to be made by the planning commission, and I'd like to try to avoid that if we could. Future items to be worked on, I think we determined this would probably be well into the summer, more likely than not, because it's a little far reaching, but we're going to modernize and look to modern definitions of items as to outright permitted uses in C1, C2, and items to be removed as an outright permitted use and moved to other zone districts. That would include one item we touched on about the mini storage warehouses. I think they're about to pull a permit on that right away on the one that's been previously approved. Would not affect them at all. And whether or not there should be an amendment as to which zone district a alternative banking business should be located. I think that was everything that my notes had from the planning commission.
I did not go to the JEC board meeting, but you did, Mike. Did you have anything to bring back from that, or?
I did, there wasn't a whole lot of discussion outside of the A.O. Smith, Levy Road conversation. There was, and it's actually listed as part of my report, there was a small increase, and this is of note, it was a 7% increase, or $376 annually, but our fee from Austin P for GIS services increased, so
Yeah.
that's our share. That was